Welcome to the valuation floor for today's explainer. Step right into our ultra-modern corporate pitch stage. I am your managing director, and today we are treating your Cambridge 9709 Math AS and A-level exam like the ultimate Silicon Valley startup pitch. Our market objective? Mastering multi-stage integration problems, specifically finding areas under and between curves. If you look at the digital screens behind me, you'll see our live grade valuation meter. Right now it's resting at 0, but our goal is to scale this to a $1 million top-tier A-star marking band. We are not just casually doing math today. We are acting as venture capitalists decoding the strict Cambridge examiner rubric. Every line of calculus you write is an investment pitch, and the examiners are the board members deciding whether to fund your grade or reject your application. We are going to engineer a flawless pitch deck to guarantee maximum valuation on exam day.
Look at the market risk chart flashing on screen. It highlights a critical systemic failure. It asks the billion-dollar question, why do A-level students consistently lose integration marks? Why do top-performing math candidates, founders who know their calculus infrastructure inside and out, often stumble and lose easy capital when calculating areas? Let's look at two hypothetical founders standing on our pitch stage right now. First, we have Alex. Alex is a highly technical developer. He overloads his slide deck with raw code infrastructure. He writes down massive blocks of integration formulas, completely skips the logical connective steps, and just slaps a final number on the board. He lacks a clear business evaluation strategy. Then we have Sam. Sam is a charismatic marketer. Sam delivers a highly persuasive narrative, writing out paragraphs of theory about the curves intersecting, but has zero hard data or metric-backed assets to prove the math. Both of their grade valuation meters are crashing. They did the practice, but their final grade valuation does not reflect their sweat equity. The answer to their failure isn't about whether they know how to integrate, it's about how they prove their operational logic on the page.
And that brings us to the ultimate examiner alert, straight from the official Cambridge term sheet. Read this quote projected on the main screen. Students lose marks by not showing working. Even if your final answer is wrong, method marks can save you. In the corporate venture world, we call this the proof of concept. Cambridge assessments prioritize evidence-based reasoning over merely writing down the final answer. If Alex just magically produces a numerical answer at the bottom of the page, the examiner, acting as the chief investment officer, has no idea if Alex actually understands the core concept or if he just got incredibly lucky with a calculator glitch. They want to see the entire supply chain of your logic. They want the journey, not just the destination.
To secure our funding, here is the official blueprint for integration marks. 1. The integration mark trap. 2. Core principles and frameworks. 3. The 5-step procedural methodology. 4. Top 3 examiner warnings. And 5. The final strategy review.
Section 1. The integration mark trap. Moving beyond the final answer.
Let's open up the market opportunity brief. Listen to me very closely. Method marks literally save grades. They are your operational capital. The Cambridge syllabus emphasizes that top-performing students must exhibit a connected, conceptual understanding that is transferable to entirely unfamiliar market contexts. This means the Board of Examiners values your analytical depth much more than superficial breadth. Let's say you are executing a complex, high-tariff, multi-part question. You make a tiny arithmetic error in step 2. Maybe you drop a negative sign. In a purely descriptive pitch, your valuation drops to 0. But if your logical reasoning in steps 3, 4, and 5 is flawless, and your architecture is completely visible to the board, you will still earn method marks for those later steps. This is your grade insurance policy. However, if you skip showing your work, that one early math mistake triggers a total system failure and zeroes out your entire asset valuation instantly.
Section 2. Core principles and frameworks. Building the problem-solving engine.
Now we transition into the tech war room. I'm looking at our founders Alex and Sam frantically trying to merge their assets to pitch an unassailable model response before their funding clock expires. Alex is shouting, "We just need to focus entirely on deep textbook definition dumps. Let's just integrate the function and be done." Sam is firing back across the table, "No, if we don't build a direct analytical thesis string, we miss the command word constraints entirely. The examiner won't give us the top band marks. I have to step in and give them the ultimate problem-solving engine to standardize their architecture. It is the deconstruct, solve, evaluate loop. First, you deconstruct. This is your logical setup. You identify the given information, you extract the precise equations of your curves, you define your upper and lower boundaries, and you break the problem into manageable steps. Second, you solve. This is where you execute the analysis systematically. You write down every single line of working, proving your methodology. Finally, you evaluate for final verification. You check the reasonableness of your outcome. Does a negative area make sense when calculating the physical space between two curves? Absolutely not. This three-phase loop is the exact problem-solving rhythm examiners look for.
Look at the real-time market risk chart mapping the assessment objectives on screen. The examiners scale their expectations across three distinct valuation tiers. The baseline tier is descriptive. This is basic data extraction. This is Alex just finding the coordinates of an intersection and stopping. It's low value. To increase valuation, you must push into the analytical tier. This demands evidence-based reasoning and process. This is where you clearly set up your integrals and show exactly which curve is being subtracted from the other. But to hit that $1 million A-star valuation, your pitch must become evaluative. This requires a comparison of approaches. For instance, looking at the graph and strategically deciding whether it is actually more efficient to integrate with respect to the x-axis or the y-axis to save time and reduce error, that is top-tier corporate strategy applied to mathematics.
Section 3. The 5-step procedural methodology. Standardizing your operational setup.
To ensure absolute compliance with the mark scheme parameters, Alex and Sam need a strict, scalable architecture. Here is the 5-step procedural methodology used by elite, top-tier students. Step 1. Identify key elements. You scan the text and graph to lock in your intersection points and limits. Step 2. Apply relevant principles. Are you finding the area under one curve or between a curve and a line? You must establish the mathematical principle before you write the code. Step 3. Execute analysis with clear working. I literally mean writing out the unevaluated integral first, then writing out the integrated function in square brackets with the limits clearly visible on the right before you substitute any numbers. Step 4. Verify your results logically. And Step 5. Present in the appropriate format. If our founders run this precise sequence every single time they calculate complex integrations, their grade valuation meter will consistently peak.
Valuation, pause, freeze the presentation deck before we unlock the final architecture to scale your exam grades to the absolute maximum. You need to optimize your educational asset flow. Take a second right now to subscribe to Ace the Exams at handle Ace the Exams and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly high-yield strategy drops, whether you are hacking exams at IGCSE, O-levels, or AS and A-levels. All right, we are back live, and right on cue, Alex and Sam have hit an unexpected system bug mid-pitch. Their evidence links are dropping out, threatening a total valuation crash. Why? Because they ignored Step 5, format matters. Professional data interpretation requires extracting data properly and presenting your final answer exactly how it was requested. Did the command word ask for an exact form, leaving it in terms of pi or surds, or did it explicitly demand 3 significant figures? I am deploying a structural optimization matrix right now to fix their logic flow. You must use the appropriate terminology and correct final formatting. Do not execute flawless high-level calculus just to bleed valuation at the finish line because you failed to read the specific formatting constraints.
Section 4. Top 3 examiner warnings. Let's learn from the principal examiner reports.
I am officially handing control over to you, the audience, for a live compliance audit challenge. Welcome to Challenge 1, the Rapid Market Scan. Look at the complex comparative text on the screen. A 60-second visual countdown timer is running right now. You must isolate the single highest value core trend before the display resets. Let's look at the compliance liability. On the left, we have Item 1, the vague answer. This student skips logical steps, leaping straight from a basic integral setup to a final numerical conclusion. If you audit this, you see exactly where poor logic drops the overall score. The process is entirely invisible. The examiner instantly rejects the pitch. Now look at the right side. Item 2, specific detail. The student provides step-by-step working, context is applied, and comparative connectives are used to link equations. The examiner's logic here is clear. They actively reward transparency. Time is up on the audit. Transparency always secures the funding.
Distilling the official principal examiner reports, which we treat as our ultimate venture audit reports, we see 3 recurring fatal liabilities. First, vague answers lacking specific details. Do not just write the answer, show the infrastructure. Second, forgetting to check format and presentation. We just covered how devastating that system bug can be. Third, answers that are not specific to the given context. If the question gives you a graph with shaded regions labeled A and B, your working must explicitly reference which region you are currently integrating. These 3 liabilities are completely preventable if you adhere to our standardized methodology.
This brings us to the definitive core of our explainer, the method mark strategy. It is defined as earning academic credit for demonstrating the correct logical process and clear working regardless of the final numerical answer. Think of this as your impenetrable exam insurance policy. Even if your calculator completely betrays you at the last possible second, or you scramble a simple addition under pressure, your rigorous, transparent, step-by-step operational logic will ensure you walk away with the vast majority of the capital. It is about de-risking your exam performance.
Section 5, the final strategy review, securing those top marks.
The Series A funding round is officially complete. Alex and Sam are standing confidently on the pitch stage. They have merged their technical and analytical assets perfectly. They deliver their newly engineered, flawlessly balanced response paragraph, and we can all watch the grade valuation meter surge all the way to the maximum $1 million A-star score. To replicate their success, you must utilize these 3 universal rules on your integration mastery checklist. Rule 1, the scale budget allocation. Always run the deconstruct, solve, evaluate loop to budget your time and logic. Rule 2, the 3-step question scan. Show absolutely every step of your clear working to decode the exact expectations and secure your method marks. Rule 3, the final quality review checklist. Religiously double-check the context and verify your final format against the command words. Mastering Cambridge integration is not just relying on raw mathematical intuition. It is about executing systematic, transparent, corporate-level processing. I leave you with one final provocative question as we close this board meeting. Are you leaving your method marks on the table? The next time you sit down to execute a past paper, treat your working out as the multi-million-dollar main event, not just a casual means to an end. Never skip a logical step again, protect your grade insurance, and go secure that top-tier valuation. If you want to keep scaling your exam metrics, you need to act right now. Subscribe to Ace the Exams at handle Ace the Exams, click that notification bell for our weekly grade masterclasses, and drop a comment below sharing exactly which Cambridge subject and level, whether it's IGCSE, O, AS, or A-level, you are preparing to conquer next. Class dismissed and happy studying.